Hello, my name is Simba, and today we're using our newfound upgrades from last episode to go hunting for hard drives, Mercer spheres, summer sloops, power slugs, and a strange alien metal, all in the name of getting the most powerful upgrades for our building capabilities and machine production. And to make all of this a reality, we need to start at the Blueprint Designer, where we need to build a blueprint that has 4 biomass generators, all connected to power, with 8 solid biomass inside each generator. And after setting the directory, we should just be able to place it in the world, and it should automatically be making 120 megawatts. And it is. Perfect. The next step to help us get around even better is to build a small hypertube cannon. Well, actually 2 different versions of it. So one version of it with a biomass burner, and one version without. So that way I can place one down on the go and don't have to be near power. And then I have one to place down at the base. A hypertube cannon is just a section of hypertube that's looped back around into itself and has an output that shoots you into the air somehow. So I have 2 hypertube entrances over here that multiply your speed and send you through the system. And while you're traveling through the system, you can press E to switch which output you're going to. On controller, it's X. But this is it for the hypertube cannon. Time to test it out. Alright, so all we should have to do is hop inside, and the entrances should speed us up quite fast. Whee! Now that we know it works, we can actually point it in the direction we want to go, and we can see if we can do a little ladder clutch. Ooh. Oh wow. Shoot. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Platform. And a couple ladders. Yeah. Aww. Alright, I'll have to place another platform and another ladder, but I still think I can get there. Didn't exactly land on the ladder, but I still got it built. Good enough for me. There wasn't actually anything to steal up there, just a bunch of enemies, so I'll drop down here and get this slug, and we'll find another direction to go off and search in. Before I get too far away from my house, let's actually divert some of this iron plates we have so we can always have a storage of iron plates, and some sent to the sink for automatic coupons. So, after cleaning out our inventory, we should be able to hop into the hypertube and get a whole lot of speed going, and we should be able to fly a lot further than we did before. And we can officially let the hunt for shiny things begin. Here's a little voice message from Ada.
We watch the waves of the effigies in the shallows passing through the windows, and they're all the same. There is no resonance growth. Sing.
I just called the Ficsit doctors. They told me there is definitely no danger from repeat exposure to these signals. In fact, they said it is good for you. I apologize, but the call dropped suddenly, otherwise they would have told you themselves. The good news is you should run towards these strange and dangerous looking objects whenever you find them. Doctor's orders.
Doctor's orders, huh? I guess they are really pretty to look at. Well, I guess they gotta be useful for something, right? And after all that stealing, we've finally found some strange alien metal. Time to place down a miner, a biomass burner, and the man. Oh, and it looks like another hard drive is done scanning. We're getting quite the library. But neither of these look great right now. So we research Sam ore.
Fill the rivers with blood, and let the effigies defile our temples. The sun will follow.
No matter how creepy this sounds, I still think we should keep researching this.
Scripture and blood compose harmony. Follow our hallowed temple halls and listen to the echoes of your ripples. Our bones are more beautiful than yours.
Your bones are more beautiful than mine? You're gonna make me regret going down this unlock path.
Your threads shift solid to fluid to a tapestry, matter, and mind and melody. We see through the window. It is pathetic. Consume more blood. The glass will not shatter, the metal will not bend, the wood will not splinter. Weave.
So, it may have been super creepy, but this is what I talked about earlier about the biggest upgrade for building that we could get. This is the Dimensional Depot. You can pump items into it and use it to build or craft with anywhere in the world. So this will automatically pump my reanimated Sam up into the Dimensional Depot, and I can access it from my inventory. It may upload at a dreadfully slow 15 items per minute, but I'll be playing for a long time, so it'll eventually get full, and it stores one full stack of items. But enough of that. Time for some more stealing. We need Mercer spheres and computers, but we'll take anything we can come across. After all, beggars can't be choosy. But perfect timing anyway. I wanted to come home and place a few depots on important stuff, like iron rods for ladders, and plates and concrete for platforms. Another on solid biofuel and wire. Now that we have some basic materials automatically in our inventory, we can head out and hopefully find what we were looking for, the Mercer spheres and computers.
This is a shrine to windows and weaving. The voiceless effigy creates bodies in their waves but does not notice the shore. Is our melody not beautiful?
Detecting abnormal brainwave activity again. Activating artificial brainwave resonator.
Your shallow song has no rhythm. The river erodes our temples without prayers and washes away our scripture without deepening. Consume.
I believe this is one of those moments where the scientist would yell, "Eureka!" But that seems entirely too dramatic. It seems they are somehow organically emulating human speech. Fascinating. Continue exposing yourself to alien artifacts.
I will continue to collect alien artifacts. I will not be doing that, though. And with this, I think that's actually all the computers we need for the upgrade. And it is. We just need to craft more SAM fluctuators. We're back with all the resources, and now we can just put things in our inventory into a little pocket dimension, like this.
Manual depot uploader unlocked. Storage dimension and pocket dimension now connected both ways and stable. Parts can now be uploaded to the storage dimension directly from the inventory. Note: the storage dimension now understands the boundaries of the pocket dimension and recognizes the distinction between matter belonging to the Pioneer's inventory and matter belonging to the Pioneer.
The window within a window within the shallows within the deep, curling around itself separately, echoes strangely.
I'm sure strange is the correct term for what this must feel like to you.
I don't know about strange, but definitely slow. But hey, I don't really care. Like I said, I'm going to be playing this game for a long time. I'd rather the stack size be increased than the upload speed be increased. So now we have the most powerful upgrade for exploration. If our inventory gets full, we just shove it in the depot. Don't need it right now? Shove it in the depot.
Dying is an ineffective use of Ficsit resources. Don't do it again.
Alright, Ada, I'll try my best. I'll say this whole MAM research tree is so scary. I mean, listen to this.
The loop organ contains scripture, contains instruments to compose symphonies of root and rot and recycling. Shrines to evolution and revolution.
Production amplifier unlocked. Every single manufacturing and smelting building will be backwards compatible with this new technology. These buildings can now have a somersloop embedded to increase resource output without requiring more input, at the cost of greatly increased power consumption.
Flow cycles within flow cycles make explosions into temples into explosions into temples. The spin sphere of woven windows. Each tiny body contains tinier bodies until the line layers fold into curves which folds into threads which weave the tapestry.
Alright, enough spooky stuff. Let me explain what I just did. So, somersloops double the output of a machine without increasing the input you need. But it doesn't happen as soon as you put the summer sloop in. It has to do one process first. So I had it turn leaves into biomass as a sacrificial run. But now everything else I send through it just gets doubled. So I can finally turn all of my power slugs into power shards. And with these power shards, the very first thing we'll do is increase the speed of this crafter by 250%, turning the megawatt usage to a whopping 53.7 megawatts for just one constructor running. You know, let's check our power. Ooh, so if all of our machines were running, they would be using 700 something power, which is more than the 600 that we make. We should fix that at some point. Well, if we want to do something about it in the near future, we should probably put some dimensional depots on some things, like rotors, and reinforced plates, and we can't forget about encased industrial beams either. Ooh, piece of candy! So to make it a little easier to organize, I made a little wall that shows us what we have. So without any more distractions, I think it's finally time to increase our power. So, you guys have already seen me put down 8 coal generators, attach 3 water extractors, and hook up the belts. So, I'm going to do that off camera real quick. And not too much later, this should be the 16th coal burning generator hooked up to power. So we should have 1,200 megawatt capacity. And that should be good enough for a little while. But when have you guys ever known me to settle for good enough? So I'm thinking, how about we double from 16 to 32 coal generators? And now with all 32 coal generators, we're officially making 2,400 megawatts. And for a little added protection, why don't we place down a few batteries too? So, I only had enough to place down 5 batteries, but these are our 32 coal generators, all up and running. And with those worries put to bed, why don't we scan some more hard drives? So, after scanning, I guess you could say, enough hard drives, we've finally run out of scans for the current phase we're in this world. So, we don't have to look for any more hard drives right now. Yay! But, just like that, the game gives us another distraction. Ficmas.
Welcome to Ficmas, an official Ficsit seasonal event, brought to you by official Ficsit Fun engineers. Ficmas is based on a seasonal holiday popular in several cultures and religions, often seen as a winter holiday because no one actually cares about Australasia. The event is vetted to be 100% pioneer-appropriate fun and is not obligatory. Ficmas enables many new distracting activities focused on building the giant Ficmas tree. These activities involve the MAM, the Ficmas calendar, and those abominations falling from the sky. There is more, but I don't care. In the interest of us all, I will tell you that Ficmas has caused stress, lack of focus, general despair, and physical injury to many pioneers. It is the worst scoring event ever created by Ficsit, and has gotten backlash for its blatant cultural inappropriateness. So when you inevitably change your mind and decide to disable this event, you will have chosen humanity and kittens and puppies, you will have chosen truth and empathy, you will have made me proud.
Well, that sounds pretty intense. I don't know how much of this I'm actually going to do, but...
This data cartridge contains the Ficmas MAM tree setup and will need to be fed into the MAM database to unlock its first 2 branches. If this seems convoluted and/or boring, and you wish to quit the event, I will understand.
Man, she just loves cutting me off. But there is a cool Christmas tree in the research tree. So these little presents are the abominations that Ada was talking about falling from the sky.
Congratulations! You have found your first Ficmas gift package, which is, naturally, full of gifts, the basic part necessary for most Ficmas seasonal event activities. Don't forget to check the calendar or the MAM to see what you can do with these gifts. Or do forget, I don't care.
Man, it seems like Ada just really doesn't like the holidays.
Ho ho, oh whatever.
Man, she really is a little Grinch. But for now, I'm gonna run around and start collecting a good bit of presents. Well, screw her. Oh, Cridmetry, oh, Cridmetry. Okay, enough distractions for now. I've built a power line that runs all the way over to some sulfur nodes over there. You can kind of see it highlighted. I want to make some explosives as well as some compacted coal. So I'll meet you guys over there. Ooh, there's a little present falling from the sky. But this place is a little bit dangerous. Between fart plants, I believe there's some hogs around. But I believe this is a pure sulfur node. Yeah, there's the hogs. It might be an impure. Finally. Man, those things are annoying. Alright, let's check this sulfur node. So, unfortunately, it's only an impure node, which means we're only going to get 60 per minute. Unless we fully power shard it and get 150 out per minute. So, that means technically I can get 300 out of my 2 nodes. So, that should be useful. Time to do some MAM research. So, the other sulfur node was a little bit further down. So normally, a conveyor lift only goes that high up. Unless you snap it to a conveyor lift floor hole. Then it can span any distance. But it was really far down, and I figured I'd show you guys this cool trick. Okay, so I've gotten both of the sulfur lines coming together. Now I just need to get them to run together all the way over to my coal plant, which is, well, really far away. And this is going to cost a lot of steel beams. So in the Awesome Shop, I purchased conveyor throughput monitors, which should tell me how many items are traveling through a belt per minute. And now that I know that that coal line is producing an extra 30 coal per minute, I can unlock a smart splitter, which will help me distribute items easier. So with the smart splitter, we can set this left side to overflow, and that will take the 270 coal that's on this belt, take 240 and send it to our coal generators, and the extra 30 will get sent out the other side. And then I'm going to set this one. So if we set this left side here to overflow, it should give us 270 coal once our steel is full. So I went ahead and built a little factory, and this is me realizing that it's not aligned with the world grid. Yay! Alright, mass dismantle to the rescue. Alright, time to try this again. So, if we have 300 coal coming in, and each assembler uses 25 per minute, that's going to be 12 assemblers placed down. And after placing in all the splitters, here's what it looks like. So, coming back home, I found a candy cane basher. This sounds fun.
Candy canes are used to create several items. In this case, when combined with the Xeno Zapper, you will gain a piece of equipment perfect for use against anyone on my naughty list. Like whoever hard-coded and black-boxed this event.
Man, she's always so salty. But anyway, here's a candy cane basher. And I can double the stacks of items in my dimensional storage. I almost forgot, while I have coal and sulfur next to each other, I can make some black powder. And with that, I can finally make Nobelisks. Alright, let's go on a little adventure. Oh wow, that's a little higher than I thought. Enough to get the achievement for reaching the highest point possible in Satisfactory. I'm getting that purple power slug, but it also looks like there's a node of uranium up there. Yay! It seems to be far enough away to not be giving me any problems. Man, would you just look at the view from up here? You can see literally everything I've built. Man, this game is so nice. Okay, it's finally time to use our Nobelisks. These things are like little bombs. They're a little hard to aim when you're floating like this, but here, check this out. Okay, they knocked down a good bit of area. I like these. Let's try and get this fart rock out of here real quick. Oh, it's actually a little fart plant. I wonder if I can get him with this thing. Well, we'll just snag the slug and get out of here. Can someone please tell me why there are 4 alpha face huggers at the bottom of my ladder waiting for me to come down there? Man, the lengths I go through to blow more stuff up.
Defile the scripture.
I think I'm glad I'm blowing this stuff up then. Why are these Mercer spheres always so creepy? Wait a second, does this candy cane basher sound like Jingle Bells? Get spammed, loser. It does sound like Jingle Bells when you hit it on something. Ooh, piece of candy. More explosions. If I can actually blow up the rock. Yay! Oh lord, I let the spiders out. Oh. Yeah, oh my goodness. Why are there so many? You know what? Get over here. I'm about to jingle your bells. Okay, now that they're gone, we can open the cave for real. And there's more spiders in it. Oh. Another one? And he brought a friend? Oh my goodness. Alright, that better be the last one. Ooh, it's like a little maze in here. Ooh, this is pretty. Ooh, nice.
Witness a single strand of the tapestry. Symphony complete. You are not the nut effigy.
Correct.
The nut effigy is a temple?
I do not think that is correct, even though I am not entirely certain of your definition of temple.
The nut effigy is not you but sings for you.
That nut effigy is an entirely separate entity from me. We aren't even made of the same base components.
It is a vessel of your intelligent clouds.
Probably close enough for now.
Man, between the AIs and the spiders, I don't even have a moment to open my inventory. Gosh.
Pioneer? Pioneer? Pioneer.
Did I just break Ada? But either way, time to increase the dimensional depot stack size to 3 stacks. You know, it's really nice to see that nothing on this planet likes the spiders. 'Cause that's a spitter shooting at that alpha spider. Oh, and he's dead. Good news, everyone! You totally can blow up these little fart plant guys. And we finally make our way back home and use our dimensional depots to place down a couple of assemblers. I want to finally start completing phase 2 to unlock some new things. So we need to make versatile framework, and we're going to sloop and shard it as well. Then stators, also slooped and sharded. And then one more assembler, slooped and sharded, for automated wiring. But I need to go find one more sloop. For now, I'll just borrow this one. So, while I wait for that stuff to process, I realized I could build a snowman for my little lizard doggos. And they all have cute little reindeer outfits on. So adorable. Oh, excuse me. Alright, I didn't have too much waiting to do, but we finally have all the versatile framework and automated wiring. And then I just need to go grab the smart plating real quick. Alright, I think it's presentation time.
Welcome to the Project Assembly Pioneer Progress presentation. Congratulations, the Phase 2 project part shipment is now ready for delivery. On delivery, Phase 2 will be completed and the construction dock will be constructed. After completion of Phase 2, the technologies of Tiers 5 and 6 will become available in the hub. These might feel intimidating after your previous experience, but rest assured that you would not be here if you were entirely incompetent. Highlights are oil production, railway transportation, the jetpack, and many more. Completing Phase 3 of project assembly is your next main objective. Just remember to focus on producing and delivering the project parts, and Ficsit faith in you will be strengthened.
And of course I couldn't leave you guys without watching the space elevator take off. Hey Ada.
Phase 2 of project assembly completed. You have been performing more adequately under pressure and are closer than ever to saving the day. Perhaps you were the right choice for the job. Time will tell. You will now enter Phase 3 of project assembly. Continue as you are, and there should be no issue. For humanity. For Ficsit.
Alright, I've decided the first thing we're going to do is unlock oil processing, and then go set up a small little oil factory. So, our oil extractor produces 300 crude oil per minute. If we have 2 plastic refineries using 75 per minute, and another 2 refiners each using 75 per minute, that should be the full 300 oil being processed into plastic and rubber. I just have a byproduct of heavy residual fuel to deal with, which just takes 1 fully overclocked refiner to turn it all into fuel. But I don't actually have fuel burning generators unlocked yet. So for now, we'll just place some dimensional depots on both plastic and rubber. And to keep this thing running, I have a really stupid idea. So in fluid buffers, you can switch them between draining the buffer and the full pipe network. And you can just drain all of the fuel at once. I can just delete it. So I've got this idea where we just string a bunch of fluid buffers together, and whenever it gets full, we just drain it. Just like this. Now that we have plastic and rubber, we can just start unlocking things. Including a jetpack. And once we unlock and craft that, we can just take flight. Yay! Movement! We can unlock a couple more things, but I think it's time we go to the MAM and examine our hard drive library and start picking some of these. Well, at least the ones that we like. All hard drives have a rescan option that is available once. So we'll go through, we'll recycle the ones we don't want, pick the ones we do. Well, I guess this will be a good wrapping up point for the episode. I'll go through my library, rescan whatever I feel like, pick what I want, and I'll see you guys next episode.